Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the last match of the weekend for the round of 16. It's gonna be Mexico against Turkey. I'm on GeForce, and I'm joined by Wolfstetson.
Hello, what is up? Yes, this is going to be the final match of the round of 16 this week. As you said, Turkey versus Mexico. This is, I think, slated to be a pretty close match. Turkey and Mexico did both, unfortunately, go out of the winner's bracket pretty early in this tournament, but some very notable carry performances from both teams. Raikouhou, the star player of Turkey, looking to put on a bit of a show today, along with Wolfy, Hebel, and I believe Riot for Team Mexico, looking to be their strongest players. And I think we are getting into bans already. Turkey has immediately banned DT3.
That seems to be understandable. If you do not have any players comfortable on this, and that's a lot of teams, by the way, because it's kind of a niche skill set, then you definitely just want to ban it. We do see the answer ban, NoMod 2, from the Mexican side here.
Yeah, that's kind of expected. Turkey does have very, very solid mechanics players, very solid stamina players. I think they just don't want to see Raikouhou FC it, to be completely honest, even though they do also have pretty solid performances coming from, Shinkiro, potentially even Zeforex. And I think now it is Turkey's first pick. I think if you're picking into Mexico, chances are you'd probably... This is also, I just want to point out, one of the first matches I've seen, at least, where Hidden 2 has actually been left open. That is actually a map that can be played somehow. So maybe we can see them pick that. We do not. We see Hard Rock 1 going to be the first pick.
Yeah,
also pretty expected.
Pretty much, as you said, NoMod 2, the mechanics-focused team, NoMod 2 being banned here. Hard Rock 1, I would also argue, is more in the line of that mechanics-focused team for the favor. And Turkey definitely, I think, primed to be ready for all the Hard Rocks. Not really for... Well, perhaps Hard Rock 2 is a bit too spicy for them, but Hard Rock 1 and NoMod 1 definitely good avenues to attack on them. I think Mexico's probably just gonna go for the hiddens. And try to get a point of that and some free mods potentially.
Yeah, I think abusing reading when it comes to Turkey is a very solid strategy. But yeah, Hard Rock 1 being the first pick, it does make sense. Turkey is just in general a bit more consistent of a team, I think, at least on paper. And this map is just entirely a consistency test. Being able to consistently do slider jumps, like the ones that are in the throughout most of this map, is a very, very difficult challenge for a lot of players. So if you can do that with any with any consistency at all, then it is a very good first pick. It's also an aim map, so just trying to force the immediate nerves. It's very, very easy to miss on an aim map when you have nerves. So it does make sense. If Turkey's a little bit more prepared for this than Mexico, then this will probably be a very advantageous first pick.
Absolutely. And I understand if you're lacking in mechanics and you rather ban NoMod 2 than the aim maps, because when you're not good at a stream map, or if your left hand is mostly the tapping hand is disadvantaged, then it feels pretty bad to play a map like that, because you chain miss, you get really low accuracy. If you're just not good enough for aim, you get 1 or 2 misses and you still get your 98 to 99% accuracy. So just from a player perspective, it also feels a lot better to just be bad on an aim map than actually bad on a stream map, which helps mentally.
Yeah, that's very true. But we are going to get into this immediately. Rosters finalized are going to be for Mexico, Wolfy, SaintSFT, Riot, and Hebel. That is pretty expected. Riot, known for his hard rock and DT prowess. Wolfy, pretty good all-rounder. Hebel, also really good at that higher AR stuff. SaintSFT, also pretty solid. Then for Turkey, we have Raikouhou, Gilraen, Shinkiro, and Misumena, which is their core hard rock roster. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. And getting into this immediately, we're just gonna see what happens. This beginning is pretty easy. There's nothing super difficult. I don't expect to see any misses until the speed up, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, usually when the speed up starts, or 10 seconds before the speed up starts, is where we saw most of the misses to be concentrated in. And then it's all about holding the speed up. Yeah, if you miss here, like SaintSFT right now did, it's pretty bad for your team unless you're good enough to hold through the rest of the map. But chances are you should hold here, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, this is also a pretty long map, so I don't know if that matters just yet. I think we will expect to see quite a few breaks coming up here. And Shakira actually matches it from Turkey, matches SaintSFT's break, so combo advantage now going back in favor of Mexico. Except Hebel also breaks on the slow 200 BPM section. That is not good for Mexico. Turkey going to start to run away with this here if they can hold through the speed up. You're going to see Shakira does drop again. I don't know if it's going to matter just yet. Score lead staying pretty even. SaintSFT with another break is going to allow Turkey to maintain this score advantage by about 50,000 points.
Yeah, Raikouhou is still holding a double S, which is pretty impressive, I would say.
Oh, now that you've said it, it's doomed.
I mean, chances are he's not gonna get this double S, but you gotta call it out why it is still there.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see continued breaks from Mexico. Riot actually dropped his FC. We didn't even notice that. That is going to be very, very good for Turkey, actually. Seems to be a pretty solid map for them. Raikouhou does drop his SS, but is able to keep that. Oh my gosh, Shakira breaks on nothing. Oh, that's... I think this is still okay for Turkey. They do still have 2 FCs with Gilraen and Raikouhou, but that's not good going forward. If we see even one break from Turkey, although Wolfy does drop his FC, so actually never mind. I think this is probably going to be fine for Turkey.
Yeah, so far 2 FCs left on the board for Turkey. And we're slowly getting into the second speed up.
Still no breaks on that build-up. This is where the map really starts to pick up, though. This is arguably the hardest part. I think all eyes are going to be on Raikouhou and Gilraen, seeing if they can maintain their FCs. I will say, with Wolfy's break, I think that this is likely out of Mexico's realm of winnability. But we will see. Yeah, Hebel keeps dropping. This is not good for Mexico, for sure. Man, Gilraen and Raikouhou, though, looking absolutely unstoppable on this right now. Raikouhou still holding that 99.5 FC, and his teammates have recovered very nicely as well.
Yeah, there's nothing really spicy left in the rest of the map, and having a 600k lead, pretty much a done deal for the first point for Turkey.
Yeah, just no FCs left for Team Mexico. Unfortunately, this is just going to be an absolute just clinic put on by Turkey. I don't think that... It's very possible that we hit 1 million score advantage in the end here. I think there's enough time. There's not enough combos left on Team Mexico for them to hold this off. Yeah, they're really getting there. And Raikouhou and Gilraen scores are really about to shoot up here.
Yeah, I don't think it will end up a 1 million point advantage, but they might just barely crack the 3 million point lead. I think they did crack the 3 million threshold because Gilraen froze there for a second.
They have a 4-way S rank in the side of Turkey, unless he slider broke. I think that's a 4-way S rank.
It should be, unless he missed on a note like right at the end. We don't really know yet, but in the end, the first point is going towards Turkey. And, well, an expected pick. And they performed pretty well on it, just as you would expect from them. But Mexico has next pick. And there's a lot of avenues they can go for. I think Hidden is the most obvious one.
Yeah, I think we can expect to see Hidden too.
3-1 is slightly scary because you do have Turkey with like pretty good Howard players all around, as you can see, and that map is really Howard favored. And Hidden 2 is mechanics as well, so generally it looks like Mexico doesn't have that many avenues to really go for, but the maps they can pick, they definitely win on.
Do you think that the strategy for Turkey, if free mod 1 is picked, to just, overmod, take like 3 hard rocks or something?
Yeah, I think you probably just go for 3 or 2 hard rocks at least.
They actually go with NoMod 5. Ooh. I don't understand this pick, actually. I mean, like, they're good at mechanics.
Fine. It is kind of fine, actually. If you look at qualifiers, DT1, pretty much similarly as its speed, the speed DT1, Mexico actually outperformed Turkey on it, interestingly enough, by 400,000 points. Oh, and
wow.
On DT2, however, the Staminas and Fin Control map, Turkey outperformed by about 1 million, which is kind of interesting.
That is a very big scoreline.
Yeah, and I think, who was it? I think Turkey banned DT3?
Yes.
Which is really interesting to me personally.
Maybe they're looking at it as like a point of weakness. Maybe they think they're not that. It could be a bait, or they could just not be strong on the higher AR type of speed. This is only 9.6. It's very, very readable. You just need left hand basically in order to FC this map. Left hand and a bit of consistency. But it's also difficult because, like, you know, we did just see Hard Rock 1. Obviously, this isn't like a very similar map, but, you know, there were a lot of just sort of random misses coming out for Team Mexico. I feel like that might happen again. Not sure.
I think this is up for grabs for both teams. I think both teams have a decent enough roster to pretty much take this one. It's just who's gonna miss here. I think it's all down to execution.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But yeah, rosters are going to be finalized. I think only change for Mexico is that Jalepers is going to be coming in place of Wolfy. And then meanwhile, we have a almost complete roster change for Turkey. We have Eggman, Kemsyt, and Zeforex coming in. Raikouhou, core member, staying in. Pretty expected.
Yeah, which is interesting enough, the exact same roster they used for DT2 on the qualifiers. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think Turkey should definitely be comfortable in this one.
Yeah, I don't think that this is going to be any trouble for a lot of their players. Although we do see a very early break from Zeforex. Could just be nerves. I don't think that that's any... It's not very indicative of what could be to come. But we're going to see here. But because of that break, Mexico is going to take a very early point lead. No immediate breaks, but as the map starts to pick up, I think this is where we can start to see those nerves kick in. Yeah, Zeforex dropping his combo yet again, actually going to be putting the score even farther in favor of Mexico. So far, this is looking to be a pretty solid pick for Mexico. Nothing below 98.6 in terms of accuracy. All players holding FCs, and Eggman actually drops a Turkey. That is going to push us even further in the favor of Mexico. SaintSFT does drop, but it's matched by Kemsyt, so it just doesn't matter yet.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if those were just ghost misses or not. Jalepers is also missing here. So just misses across the board consistently from both teams.
I don't understand those misses. It looks like he just mistapped it. He must have under-tapped it because he was aiming directly on the slider head, but just somehow missed 2 sliders in a row. It's still not going to matter just yet because there are still 2 FCs in the favor of Mexico. Meanwhile, only Raikouhou able to hold combo right now. Eggman still dropping, even though his accuracy is really good, almost 99. But yeah, this is pretty much just the Riot Hebel Raikouhou show. Raikouhou still holding his SS 2/3 of the way into the map. Let's see if he can close this out. I don't think we've seen any SSs on this yet.
On NoMod 5? I believe we saw 1 SS on NoMod 5.
Oh, really? I mean, either way,
yeah.
Even if he holds, I don't know if it's going to be enough to clear this gap. He does not. That is going to be a very, very solid pick from Mexico. Surprising. Honestly, I did expect the scoreline to be at least a little bit closer, but with 2 FCs coming out from Hebel and Riot, this is going to be a very definitive win for Mexico. Raikouhou just not able to hold on for his team, even though Zeforex and Kemsyt have both recovered very, very nicely.
Well, yeah, 3.2 million team score, which is pretty respectable from Mexico. Interestingly enough, I would still say that on the Turkish side, they might seem a little bit more comfortable judging by the accuracies, but they just did not have the combo. And if you're lacking a complete FC or like even a single FC on your team, there's not a lot you can do against a double FC from the Mexican side.
Yeah, absolutely not. And even then, talking about if they were more comfortable, like the act difference is still really not even that much. Yeah, they did like Jalepers and Saint did get a couple more 100s, but I think the aim is a lot more indicative of that. Because like if you're not completely comfortable on your left hand for a map like this, then it's really difficult to focus on your right.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting, judging by the fact that Turkey here is supposed to be the team with the better raw mechanics in terms of aim, at least.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll just take it for now. Great performance by Mexico. How is Turkey gonna respond?
I'm not too sure. I think maybe we can expect to see free mod come out here. I wouldn't be surprised to see like free mod 1 or free mod 2. They could They could also go for. I don't think they're gonna pick DT2 based on what just happened, just because it's like, you know, kind of in the same vein, very mechanical, not as much heavy aim. But I think that even if they do go for that, it's not really a bad pick on paper, just because like those skill sets do line up between both teams pretty well.
Yeah, but if you missed on the aim part only on NoMod 5, and then go for DT2, which has a decent amount of more aim, I would say, and way more breaks. Yeah, you go for free mod 2. Yeah, you try to go for the raw mechanics and whatever is hard rock favored. And I mean, I can definitely still. I don't see too much overmodding happen here. If you have players for NoMod, I think hard rock on this one is slightly too hard for people compared to just the safety of NoMod.
Yeah, hard rock on this is very, very difficult. I think we could probably expect to see Raikouhou take it for Turkey just because his skill cap is just generally a little bit higher. But it's also difficult to tell because he's playing so consistently right now that they might just stick him on NoMod, like, and guarantee the FC and maybe give hard rock to one of their specialists. Maybe give him to, like, you know, Gilraen or someone like that. But for Mexico, I think we'll probably expect to see Riot take hard rock, and then maybe Wolfy or Flameshock take hidden. Then we'll just have, you know, regular 2 NoMods. I do agree with you though that there's likely not going to be any overmodding on this, just because the map is already like 6.5 base. Like, I don't think anyone really wants to risk having to play something like too difficult for a match of this caliber.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of overmodding on free mod 1, but not quite the same level on free mod 2. I do see some people do it, but usually it comes back and bites them. Which, I mean, sure, maybe you had 10 test runs, and out of 10 tries, 9 times you see them on hard rock. And then you could just see that one small glimpse of a run.
I think we can. This map doesn't have the reading difficulty of free mod 1, which is why no one really wants to overmod. Because like hard rock, I think does objectively, for if you're not super comfortable on. Oh wow, wait, we actually do see. Wait, both teams are overmodding.
Okay,
and with hard rock, no less.
Yeah, at least no one's overmodding with hidden, because I do think both teams probably should not go extra hidden on either free mods.
Dude, what is this? We have 5 mods from Turkey. We have 2 hard rocks from Raikouhou and Gilraen, a hidden from Kemsyt, and a hidden hard rock from Misumena. I don't understand the hidden hard rock decision at all. This is just absurdly difficult with hidden hard rock. But yeah, in Mexico we also have Saint taking hard rock, Riot taking hard rock, and Wolfy taking hidden. The latter 2 were expected. I am surprised to see Saint take the hard rock. But I mean, they must just know something that I don't. This is AR9, so I mean, I guess it's not super easy in today's like mapping standards for like, you know, a 6.5 star map on AR9. That is kind of low, but you know, for this type of map, it's slow enough that I feel like it doesn't really impede the reading too much.
Yeah, it's mostly C circle, click circle, and the density is decently low because it's only jumps really, and they're kinda straightforward to read. As you see the first miss here from the Turkish side on the hidden hard rock. This is the first KI where it actually starts getting hard, so we'll see plenty more misses.
Yeah, as you said, we see Gilraen and Kemsyt immediately follow up, and Raikouhou too. This overmod is looking to prove detrimental for Team Turkey. Mexico looking much stronger on their mods. Riot, Flameshock, and Saint all holding FCs. Wolfy did drop, but it just doesn't matter because Turkey, like, I don't know, is this a sign of like overconfidence maybe from Turkey?
I wouldn't say it's overconfidence, because on the other side you do have the double hard rock still a scene from the Mexican side. I think it's just unlucky execution, right? You can't FC the map on every try, and it's just really unlucky that pretty much your entire team has already missed.
Yeah, God, this is one of those times where I wish we could see the lobby itself, so we could see who selected mods when. Because I feel like in certain situations, this could be almost done as a mind game. Because if you're taken as like, you know, if you're overmodding on a map like this, the other team could be like, oh my goodness, wait, what if like, I don't know, what if they're so good that they can all FC this, and then just to retaliate, they try to FC with more mods, so they'll take the score? I don't really know. I don't understand the overmod. I'm going to be completely honest. As we do see more misses come out from Kemsyt and Misumena, this is just looking to prove more and more fatal for Team Turkey. Mexico in a very good position to break point with a 600,000 score lead 3/4 of the way through.
Unlucky misread by Wolfy here. That was one of the harder parts on Hidden, because you just have to know the pattern pretty well. But so far, the double hard rock still holding really strong for the Mexican side.
Yeah, Riot is very, very proficient at hard rock. He's been playing in community tournaments for a while, and he FCs like almost everything when it comes to DT and hard rock. So this does make sense for him to be putting on such a show. But Saint is also doing really, really well. I'm very surprised to see him performing on this. Yeah, Turkey, unfortunately, they have recovered slightly, but they just can't bring the score back. It's going to be an almost 800,000 score victory for Team Mexico. Only the last jumps to come, but yeah, this is pretty definitive. A very much needed breakpoint for Team Mexico. See if they can consolidate it with their next pick. I think now they know that Turkey may potentially be feeling a little bit weak on aim. It's possible that they just immediately go for NoMod 1 after seeing a performance like this. I don't think it would be too radical of a pick. Just anything hard, just anything like super aimy, I think is a very good pick now against Turkey with how they just performed.
Yeah, I think it was just unlucky execution right now. I do think generally Turkey has the better hard rock players, or at least the four-way lineup for hard rock map, which is why they couldn't really take advantage of it on the 3-2 map here. Oh, Mexico is actually following up with DT2. Since they won on NoMod 5, they just want to repeat it on DT2 with slightly more accuracy, slightly more aim required here. Other than that, it's pretty much similar.
Yeah, I mean, this does make sense. They did win NoMod 5 pretty convincingly. It's not really like, you know, once again, not a too radical of a pick. I guess they just want to stay away from reading, it looks like, because, like, you know, every map that's been picked so far has been pretty intense mechanically.
If I would just ignore the hard rock 1 performance, I would almost say that Turkey is not feeling well today. But the hard rock 1 performance from Turkey was really good. On the level that I would expect a lot better, at least, in terms of aim. Because if the only reason you miss on NoMod 5 is because of aim, and it's a tapping map, feels kinda bad, I would say.
Yeah, they might just not be feeling it today. It's very possible. I do also know Raikouhou was playing in another tournament earlier, so he's probably already a bit like, maybe he's losing focus just a little bit. That does happen. Like, if you're playing a lot of tournaments in one weekend, then it's very possible to just sort of burn out. But I think we are going to get into this very shortly here. Looking like pretty much the same rosters that we had for NoMod 5, kind of expected.
Yeah, pretty much a similar map, just higher BPM, slightly more aim. I think Turkey still has a really good chance on this one. Let's see if NoMod 5 was a fluke with all the aim misses, or if there's actually they're actually not feeling too confident today.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying before, a lot of Turkey's misses they weren't on, like, you know, they weren't getting skill capped. They were just losing their focus. They were very, very weird misses. It's not like they can't play the maps. So if they can just sort of get their minds in check, then I think that they can win this very, very easily. Especially with Hebel's very early break there, kind of flubs the stream.
Well, Hebel did flop the stream. Zeforex did get quite some accuracy drops in the early seconds.
Yeah, and then Jalepers does drop, though, from Mexico, so Turkey is going to take a very, very early point lead. This is a bit longer in terms of a DT map, though, so it's, like, once again, not going to matter too much just yet. But yeah, Jalepers not having a good time. Keeps breaking on just, you know, sort of random stuff. Meanwhile, Turkey, even though the accuracy is a little bit lower, They are still holding 4 FC strong, approaching the halfway point. This is looking very, very good for Turkey right now. Maybe slated to have another breakpoint. We're gonna have to see another break from Turkey if Mexico wants any chance of taking this back, just because of those breaks from Jalepers. But about now is when I would say the nerves would start to kick in if you're FCing. So I think that we should be on the lookout for a little bit of shake.
Okay, the shake happened, but for Jalepers once again.
Yeah, he is just not having a good time on this. Turkey is just kind of eating this up right now.
Alright, but we're going into the solo, and I would maybe expect one break to happen here.
Hopefully it is not from Team Mexico if they want any chance of getting this back. And Zeforex drops on nothing. He is shaking a little bit. I think the nerves just got to him a tiny bit. It's not going to matter just yet because Jalepers didn't have a few misses. Even though they do now hold the combo advantage, it is going to be a very, very slow process for Mexico to take this back. Turkey does need another break if they want a chance. And they do find it. Kemsyt does drop, but Saint matches. I think that that's going to be it. Turkey is probably just going to take this.
Yeah, 400,000 points advantage, even if all the FCs break from Turkey right now. But now there's still plenty of squad buffer between both teams. And there we go, 3.9 million points from Turkey. And pretty much the complete opposite story on this DT2 compared to the NoMod 5, as you would expect. So it was just a fluke on the NoMod 5. You still see the Turkish team performing pretty well here. And good accuracies all around, high combos. Some really early misses, unfortunately, from Mexico. Jalepers was struggling slightly on this one.
Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. But we do see the second breakpoint in 4 maps. Very interesting progression of the match so far. Turkey now looking to consolidate, take the lead back.
I think it's easier to say what Turkey won't pick, and that's 100% hidden too.
Yeah, they're just not doing it.
Yeah. Fremont 1 might still be an option, I would say. Maybe they might not feel as confident because of the Fremont 2 there. But I think on Fremont 1, you can take advantage of just being the better hard rock team here. At least the 4-way lineup. Mexico, though, can fight back with just 1 or 2 hard rocks and then 1 normal and 1 hidden, because they did show off that the 1 hidden player is actually pretty good.
Yeah, they also have a pretty solid just AR8 core. Like, they have pretty good just reading players in general, not even just hidden players.
Exactly, so in that case, Mexico will be kind of fine. Turkey still has NoMod 1 as an option, I would say.
They still have NoMod 1, they still have NoMod 3 as well. I feel like someone like Raikouhou and heyronii might be able to really destroy that map.
Potentially, but the issue here is that Riot is also really good at NoMod 3. And if you judge by the qualifier results, Mexico would even win the NoMod 3. By quite a bit margin of about 400k.
They do opt for Hard Rock 2.
Right.
CS 6.5.
Completely fine pick here. They won Hard Rock 1 pretty convincingly. They do go for Hard Rock whenever they can on the free mods, so why not actually pick the map that forces your enemy team to also have the same mod as you?
Yeah, that's definitely not at all a bad pick from Turkey, especially with how Mexico did perform on that Hard Rock 1 pick. This is, in fairness, a much different map. This is like a finger control map. Very, very small circles, a lot of precision required. Not too much high intensity mechanics, but you do need a lot of focus and a lot of finger control.
Yeah, especially compared to last week's Hard Rock 2, this one is a lot more niche. Small circles and the rhythm aspect, the combination of those two is pretty rare, even in the ranked section. So seeing it in a tournament also is not something you would expect to see every single round.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a much more like unconventional pick, especially for a tournament like OWC. But I think that might allow Turkey's gimmick players to shine just a bit more. Shinkiro is really, really good at finger control, as is heyronii, so I think we could probably expect them to come in. And then Gilraen, pretty solid at just hard rock in general, so I think that will probably wind up being the final roster for Turkey. Meanwhile, for Mexico, we do have Riot and Hebel and Wolfy, just the core for Hard Rock, along with Flameshock. Still waiting on that 4th for Turkey, though. Maybe heyronii might just be like playing the map.
The gold classic. Take advantage of. Oh, he didn't get it right. All right.
Awesome.
I was thinking back to old Ass-Crackers days, where Wolf went to shower, or we just said, yeah, he's AFK on the toilet right now, and he's playing it offline.
Alright. But yeah, we just see heyronii finally coming into the lobby. He is going to be the final player for Turkey. I think that this is favored to Turkey on paper, because I think they have much more defined finger control gimmick players than Mexico does.
Absolutely. There's 2 conditionals to be able to perform really well on this map. The first one is being really comfortable in Hard Rock. If you're not, this is just a go next. And the second one is being good at finger control. If you don't have either, you're pretty much out of luck on this one. And we know that Turkey has a better forward roster for the first point. Now it's just about the second point. For Mexico, we do know that about 2 or 3 people are really comfortable on Hard Rock. We'll see how well they perform on this specific aim and finger control pick here.
Yeah, I will also say I'm a little surprised to not see KevstracK, although I guess he's better at hidden, but I thought he was pretty solid at finger control, which is why I thought they might put him in as a 4th. But, Flameshock also pretty good, so we can just see how he does. Actually see a very early break coming out from Gilraen along with Wolfy, but Wolfy currently sitting at 67% AC. I think that intro he completely missed time. But as we were saying, it looks like Turkey does just have a more solid immediate finger control roster. Raikouhou still holding a 98% FC. Meanwhile, no one on Mexico is cracking even 93 at this point. Dude, what is going on with Wolfy right now?
Absolutely. I mean, sure, Wolfy might be struggling here a bit, potentially because of offset issues, I don't know. But Raikouhou actually held a 99% accuracy for a bit there. He did drop down to the high 98s, but that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, this is already a bit of a clinic being put on by Turkey right now. We still have, I think, 3 FCs still being held. Oh wait, no, that's just Oh yeah. we only have 1 FC left, but Shinkiro and heyronii have recovered quite nicely for Team Turkey. Yeah, I think Wolfy just unfortunately fill player syndrome, was not too comfortable on this, but just sort of had to go in, as a team captain, maybe just took the duty and was like, I'll be the sacrifice, I will be the tank for this map.
Yeah, map is really brutal if you're just not really comfortable on this at all. On a lot of maps, it's just about whether you're not comfortable on Hard Rock or not, because the skill set of the map is present in so many other maps. So you 100% are pretty okay with the map if you're okay with Hard Rock. This one, though, however, Jesus Christ, that is 98% accuracy FC by Raikouhou. I would say that's one of the best scores, I think, on this map this round.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely up there. It's probably top 3 or 4. But even with his FC, his teammates not slacking at all. heyronii with that 638k and Shinkiro with a 736k. Both outscoring every player in Mexico with the exception of Riot, who actually finds an FC as well, but with lackluster accuracy in comparison to Raikouhou, just very unlucky for Team Mexico. I don't think that there was a world where they were ever going to win that, so a very, very good pick from Turkey, consolidating their breakpoint from earlier.
Yeah, but if you just take a look at this for a second, Riot and Hebel obviously both performed pretty well with the around 95% accuracy, and the rest of the team lacking quite behind. It's kind of what we saw in 3-2. Those two players playing on Hard Rock, the rest going for comfort or hidden, right? So then either NoMod or the hidden. So they do have a pretty good lineup potentially for 3-1, but finally we do see the hidden pool being explored by Mexico here. Yeah, if they don't win the next one, Turkey has the next pick, and they definitely aren't gonna pick hidden, so they need to get at least one hidden pick in here.
Yeah, I was honestly kind of surprised to see them wait so long to dip into this hidden pool, because I do know that Turkey's main strength not hidden. I don't normally think of hidden when I think of Turkey. I usually think of hard rock and like aim. But this is I'm happy to see them finally do it. I do think that on paper this is favored to Mexico, and I do expect to see some pretty significant roster changes.
Yeah, in terms of I think winning the NoMod 5 by Mexico probably just baited them into also picking DT2 as an extension. So that kind of delayed them picking hidden by, I would almost say, just shifting it by
just like one round.
Yeah.
We do see, people switch down a little bit, but I actually think Mexico is going to be keeping almost the same roster for this, surprisingly. Riot, Hebel, Saint, and Wolfy going to be staying in. I'm surprised we're not seeing KevstracK. Seriously, he is one of the better hidden players from what I remember, but I guess they are just, feeling confident today. Meanwhile, Turkey. Yeah, what?
KevstracK did play all the hiddens in qualifiers at least, and in round of 22, the one hidden one they did play, KevstracK was in it. Maybe just because the map is way more about aim than about reading, they might just not swapping out for someone else who's a little bit better on the raw mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. Also, yeah, Saint did have that hard rock one almost FC, so it does make sense that he's in for this, I suppose. Since this is pretty much just an aim map, it's actually quite similar to Fremont 2, even in BPM, but this time it's just force hidden, so I'm very curious to see how they do. The lack of approach circles may sort of come back to haunt them. But for Turkey, looking like we're going to be keeping a relatively similar roster. heyronii going to be leaving in favor of Misumena rather. And then Kemsyt, Shankira, and Raikouhou are going to be filling it out. And we're going to get into it.
Alright, I would expect the team with one FC is probably gonna win this one, because I don't think on either team we can expect more than one FC even. I think it's probably most likely that none of the players on each team FCs, but getting the 1 FC is gonna be 1 million points compared to the 500, 700k that we've seen usually. On this one, it's so easy to just miss in the middle of it.
Or in the beginning of it, as we do see Hebel and Misumena immediately sort of losing combo. Yeah, this map is just sort of shit miss central. It is very, if you need absolute cursor awareness if you want to FC this. But this is also, like we said, one of those longer maps. This is 4 minutes long. Misses at this stage aren't really going to matter just yet, even though Wolfy does drop his combo as well. The point advantage is still going to be in favor of Turkey by only about 10,000 as of right now, although that will start to gain in just a moment.
Okay, and Hebel there with the -4 offset he requires. He might have the same motherboard as I do, because I feel exactly the same on this one.
Oh man. Yeah, so hopefully we don't see too much of like an act drop from him, especially since he did drop his combo at first. Probably did lose about 50k score from that. Saint actually going to be the next person to drop, along with Hebel, dropping yet again. Turkey still holding very, very strong at 3 FCs.
Yeah, so far this looks really good for Turkey at least. Way too many early drops from Mexico here.
Yeah, well, Kemsyt does drop his FC. That is going to be another one gone. Mexico not completely out of this yet. It's also only a quarter of the way into the map, so not too detrimental just yet, even though Turkey does have that 80,000 score advantage. We cannot see any more drops from Mexico, though, if we want to see this come back. And Hebel does drop yet again. He is having some trouble on this.
Yeah, at the very least it was a low combo to begin with, so it doesn't hurt Mexico that much. They still need plenty of drops from Turkey though to come back.
Yeah, and with how Raikouhou and Shankira have been playing today, I don't know if we're going to see them. We're at the halfway point. They're both looking very strong. Raikouhou sitting on 1/100 right now. Misumena also having recovered quite nicely from his early break. He's basically FCing at this point. But Mexico also still looking pretty good. Wolfy has recovered nicely. Riot's still FCing. Saint is on the come up. This is by no means over. We but we are still, as you said, gonna have to see some breaks from Turkey. Hebel still not having a good time on this. He's just dropping everywhere. And Kemsyt's drop not gonna matter that much since he was one of the people that dropped initially. So this isn't like too detrimental yet for Turkey. Shakiro and Raikouhou still holding very, very comfortably.
I mean, there's still about 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the map, so plenty of misses that still can happen. There's gonna be a solo coming up pretty soon.
Let's see. Raikouhou and Shinkiro still holding.
We have seen quite a few misses happen here. Not on the streams, but rather on the jump. There we go, another miss by Kemsyt and Shinkiro.
Oh, Shinkiro! That's bad. Mexico actually does have the combo advantage. They can take this back. They just can't miss. This score lead, and Raikouhou drops his FC2. This is going to be really close now. They're going to start to bring this back. Hebel does drop again, but it doesn't matter yet. Wolfy and Riot still holding over 1,000 combos. Saint has now built back up. This is going to be really close. It's coming down. We are approaching a 50k scoreline. It is going to be coming down to the last few seconds of the map. Hebel.
I mean, the thing is though. Oh no!
No, but Saint drops
right before the streams.
Shakiro dies on the stream, drops all of his accuracy, and Riot and Wolfy are going to take this back from Mexico.
Oh, there's still a long stream here. That's so many points here for pretty much nothing.
And Mexico are going to take this. Wow, that was close up until the very, very end. It just goes to show how important holding FCs are through the entire map, though. You could see, like, the score lead just absolutely just got blown out of the water in that last, like, 20 seconds there.
Yeah, absolute monster performance by Riot here, seeing with the 99.5% accuracy here. Raikouhou, insane accuracy, but unfortunately he didn't hold the FC there. Really close map. Hebel did miss quite a few times during the map. He's probably gonna not be too happy with his performance here, but it was still enough for the Mexican side here. And yeah, we'll get right into the next pick of Turkey.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't beat himself too much about that. That's probably just a thank you for carry moment. Like, you know, his team really, they did some work. Able to take that point for themselves. It is now 3-3. Turkey, what do you pick here? Wow, and that's actually going to allow Mexico to hopefully pick him in 2 as their last pick. They're not out of this yet. Do you think we see a tiebreaker?
I mean, the potential is there. I would definitely say both these teams have a lot of maps they can trade blow for blow. I think it comes down to what Turkey picks here. There's a lot of things they can go for. I'm not personally sure which one is the best. There's 3-1, which they might not feel too comfortable on because of the way 3-2 played out. There is also NoMod 1 for the mechanics test.
Yeah, they go DT1.
Ooh, finally. I really like the position DT1 has actually taken up until now. If you look at round 32 and round 16, DT1 usually was a pick which people just pick from the get-go early on because it's mostly a 4-way full combo. But since DT1 has been scaled up to be quite a bit harder, people are more reluctant to pick it. That's why we only see like really late DT1 picks like this one.
Yeah, because this is really like a skill cap test now at this point. It's not even consistency anymore. You really need to be good at, like, you know, high level DT if you want to be able to FC this map. Which Turkey does have those players. Eggman and Raikouhou both very solid at that upper skill cap type of stuff. But it's also terrifying because you have players like Hebel and Riot who are, like, you know, some of the craziest DT players in Mexico. Wolfy, no slouch either. This is very doable for both teams. I think this is an incredibly, like, contested pick.
Yeah, I think it's up for grabs for both teams here, 100%. This is it's pretty hard to make a prediction here because we haven't actually seen either teams pick DT1 in round of 32 and in qualifiers. So there's no real stats to go off of except, yeah, well, these players should be pretty good at DT. We'll see how comfortable they are in the tournament setting on a DT1 here.
Yeah, I mean, I will also say, like I said, that it's more of a skill cap test. when you get to the level of play that these players are at, in terms of like this particular skill set, I could also be wrong about that. This could just be a consistency test for like players like Raikouhou and Riot, Hebel as well. But you know, you never really know with a map of this, this genre.
Yeah, it's we'll get into it any second now, and it's gonna be a really important pick by Turkey. Well, it doesn't really mean that Mexico is gonna 100% win their next pick, because they might feel really uncomfortable with the hidden 2, because that's what we saw in this entire round so far. People don't really like playing hidden 2. Kind of puts them out of the comfort zone. Rather ban it or keep it open and don't pick it.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
Mexico might need to go for it because they don't have a lot of other choices.
Yeah, it's also difficult because Turkey does have hidden players. Like they do have players like heyronii and they have heyronii and they have Eggman, who are both actually pretty solid at hidden. So it's not a free win for Mexico, even if they do get to pick it.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is also one of the longer maps for DT.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes, so yeah, definitely. I think it's even the longest one. Well, we did see both teams have pretty good consistency, as you saw in the hidden 1.
Yeah, this is like, you know, any miss past like 1 minute really matters here, and that is unfortunately when the nerves generally start to kick in for a tournament like this. So I think that right now, regardless of, I don't think any miss really matters. But worth noting that Mexico does have the accuracy advantage, which is why they do have that about 10,000 point score lead.
Yeah, so far we only see a few jumps, but now in the first KI here we do see a lot of jumps mixed in with triples during the chains of circles, so I would expect a lot more misses to happen here.
Yeah, but right now everyone looking very comfortable. Multiple 99% FCs, Raikouhou still on the SS. heyronii and Hebel both drop, but since it's a trade, it doesn't matter just yet. Mexico's still going to keep that lead. It's actually a bit more detrimental for Turkey just because heyronii does lack the accuracy that Hebel does have. We're getting to the halfway point, and we are still looking at about only a 30,000 point score lead in favor of Mexico. Any drop from Mexico is going to switch this over immediately to Turkey.
Winning DT1 solely through accuracy would definitely be an interesting thing to happen, but you see another miss by SaintSFT, Wolfy and Hebel.
Oh my goodness, Mexico just falls apart. Turkey now going to start to run away with this. Even though Gilraen does drop his FC, Eggman and Raikouhou are still holding very strong. Raikouhou still on that 1/100 FC. Looking right now to be a very advantageous pick from Turkey.
Yeah, right now we do have a bit of a, I would say almost downtime here for people to actually get up their combos and score. Eggman did miss on this one, so there's still some potential to come back.
It is potential to come back, but heyronii has recovered very nicely, and Raikouhou is still holding that FC, matching Riot. Combo advantage is still in favor of Turkey, so we are going to need to see a break from Raikouhou or heyronii if we want that score lead to drop back a little bit. Hebel missing is not going to help out Mexico's cause either.
Yeah, if Eggman still kept combo, that would be a pretty easy win for Turkey, but now they do have a little chance.
heyronii did drop. Even though Wolfy did match, I don't think he had very much combo to talk about, so Saint and Riot are still going to be able to bring this back just a little bit.
Yeah, it's all about Raikouhou missing or not. If he doesn't miss, this should be in it for Turkey. If he does miss, I think it just takes a few seconds for Mexico to take the lead.
Gilraen does drop that combo. It's gonna be close, but I think that, yeah, Turkey probably just has this.
And Raikouhou is holding really strong until the last slider, and there we go.
Only about 130,000 point victory, though. That is by no means an easy win for Turkey.
Yeah, the 4-100 FC by Raikouhou, really well done. Riot answering with his own 6-100 FC. Mexico did have lower combos throughout, unfortunately. But yeah, I would say almost good pick from Turkey. It was maybe a bit too close for comfort. But in the end, they did win their pick. So they're at the mercy of Mexico until potentially the win or the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I still think if you are Turkey in that situation, you breathe an absolute sigh of relief. You think, all right, I have forced tiebreaker. It is technically okay if we lose this next match. Now, the pressure, there is definitely a lot of pressure on Mexico right now. They need to pick perfectly or they are going to be out of this tournament. I think we can probably expect to see Hidden 2. I hope. I think that's probably their strongest pick on paper because I think Fremont 1 is very, very scary just because of how strong Turkey obviously is at Hard Rock. NoMod 3 and 4 just kind of toss-ups, even though Turkey is very, very strong at alt specifically. I guess if there was a better pick, it would be NoMod 4. But yeah, NoMod 1 also still technically an option. They were stronger on the aim, but I don't think that any of Mexico wants to chance missing on NoMod 1 at a 4-3 disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely. If Fremont 1 was slightly less Howard favored, I would say that would be a really good pick, but it is a question mark, 100%. And we don't know how Mexico feels on Hidden 2. Maybe they absolutely cannot play this map in any case. If that's the case, then this is going to be a really hard pick, and it's going to be Fremont 1.
I don't agree with this pick. I'm not going to lie. I feel like this is really, really potentially a mispick for Mexico. Turkey has been so strong on Hard Rock. You saw what happened on Hard Rock too. It was just... It's not obviously like this isn't exactly the same map or anything, but like that 6.5 consistency is something to be nothing to be trifled with if you are Team Mexico. So I think you just have to hope that their AR8 is on point today.
I think it's probably just a mental choice here, because on Hidden 2 I'm sure there's only 2 people on both teams actually that could play it comfortably well, while there's probably 1 or 2 fill players who I don't think it's very fun to be the fill player on match point.
Yeah, definitely not. I think it is arguably the least fun position to be in.
Yeah, in any case, I think being the sacrificial lamb I think is slightly better. Which is, you don't want to play this on Hardrock, but you have to because that's the Fremont rules. But in this case, we at least have people who can play this pretty well on Hardrock. I can definitely see at least 2 Hardrocks from Turkey, while Mexico might even go for the 2 Hardrocks, just because of Riot and Hebel, I believe. But in the end, I think Mexico just is more comfortable putting someone on NoMod, putting someone on Hidden, and the other person has a choice for Hardrock or NoMod if they truly want to, because it's just more comfortable. You don't have a sacrificial lamb or you don't have a fill player in this Fremont 1 pick.
I'm just really interested to see who Mexico puts on Hidden. I guess on paper it must just be Wolfy, but I don't really I don't know if any of them have KevstracK is once again not in the lobby, surprisingly. I can't believe he's not playing the AR8 Hidden, but he might just not be here. That's also possible. Yeah. But yeah, Turkey going to be filling out the roster with Raikouhou, Kemsyt, Misumena, and Gilraen. I think we can expect to probably see 3 Hard Rocks come here, and then maybe like Misumena Hidden or something. I don't really know. Actually, no, it's probably actually Kemsyt on Hidden. What am I saying? But yeah, this is a really interesting pick for Mexico. I don't actually know what's going to happen.
Oh, it actually is. No, that's a Hidden Hard Rock. Yeah, that's a lot of mods by a lot of people. There we go. We do see the double Hard Rock here, Riot and Saint. Wolfy going for the Hidden and Flameshock for the NoMod, as we'd expect. So no fill player from Mexico there, and Turkey, yeah, going for the triple Hard Rock because they did show they're a pretty good Hard Rock team. And this map, if you're a good Hard Rock player, I think you definitely want to play as on Hard Rock.
Yeah, you definitely do. I will say the overmod of the overmod from Misumena, Hidden Hard Rock on this is very, very scary. It is super easy to just, lose your focus for 1 split second. The rhythms in this are also pretty punishing, so if you don't have really good accuracy, you can absolutely mess up a lot of patterns in this with Hidden Hard Rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the player, I would almost say, because Hard Rock and Hidden both give a higher mod multiplier, so you have more potential for a score. So if you get the same accuracy and the same score on Hard Rock and Hidden Hard Rock, I mean, just take the better multiplayer if you really want to.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, in the first half of this, or first quarter of this rather, Turkey is going to take a very early point advantage, but I think that is only due to mod advantage. However, Riot does drop the Hard Rock FC very early. That is not a good sign of things to come from Mexico.
Yeah, Riot, the man of the hour, shouldn't miss for Mexico here. This is crucial.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the team is looking still pretty alright, even though Turkey is looking very, very dominant on this, holding almost 99 FCs. And Flameshock drops the NoMod. That is a disaster for Mexico. The chances of a tiebreaker are slipping away right before our very eyes. Riot does drop the Hard Rock FC yet again, or the Hard Rock Plate rather, not FC, but you get the point. SaintSFT and Wolfy still the only 2 FCs remaining for Mexico. Meanwhile, we still have a 4-way for Turkey, and Saint drops his FC, and I think that's it.
That is it. That is horrible.
Misumena and Gilraen. Oh, we do see a triple drop from Turkey, but it actually just doesn't even matter. Kemsyt still holding that FC on hidden at the slow part too.
There is no combo to answer the 500,000 points of difference between both teams. What Kemsyt is increasing the lead with his full combo still. The hidden player, pretty ironically, the hidden player on the Hard Rock roster here, being the main carry on this map.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But I mean, I guess it just goes to show that there is some hidden depth to Turkey that not a lot of people know about. Kemsyt looking to prove that to us right now.
Yeah, winning NoMod 5, got baited into DT2. Winning 3-1-2, got baited into 3-1-1.
Yeah, that is just like the unluckiest progression for Mexico, unfortunately. I think we will be saying goodbye to them here as this lead is only increasing for Turkey. Every player who's dropped has now recovered quite nicely, and that is going to be closing it out. Turkey going to be taking the victory 5-3 over Mexico. This is pretty well fought by Mexico, though. I think a lot of these points, even the ones that they lost, were incredibly close.
Yeah, absolutely. Who knows, maybe Turkey had the biggest 5-head play on 3-2. Missing on purpose, you know, when you lose a map, lose by a huge margin to bait the enemy team into picking the other 3-mod.
Would be the mind games of all time, for sure. But yeah, that is going to be good game well played. Turkey going to be taking that victory, and that is actually going to be it for the losers bracket, and that is going to be it for round of 16 in general for this week.
Yeah, don't leave yet though, because we do still have one last thing to do, which is the Mappol showcase, so we know what maps will be played for all contenders next weekend.
Yes, indeed. And I think we're going to be starting that in. I think we have a bit of a break, right?
Yeah, we can take the 3 minutes of a break.
Yeah, sure.
Get stuff ready.
Could also talk about bracket, I guess, a little bit. Is that updated yet? I'm not sure.
If you truly want to, I mean, pretty much up to us.
We could also talk about it after showcase. We do have popped up here. Yeah, we actually do have some very interesting matches, I will say. USA, UK in quarterfinals is just kind of hilarious, at least to me. But we also do have the pretty dark horse matchup of Russia versus Hong Kong. Some crazy upsets that occurred a little earlier today. Chile losing 1-5 to Russia, and then Indonesia losing to Hong Kong. Both very, very interesting upsets. And then we also have on the other side Canada, Japan. I think these are pretty at least Canada I think was slated to win against Taiwan, and then Japan was able to upset Finland. And then we have as the final matchup Germany versus Poland in the winners bracket. Very, very interesting. Meanwhile, on the loser's side, we do have let me look. What are some of these interesting matchups? We have Australia, Singapore. That's gonna be
that's a really interesting match.
Taiwan, Turkey. Taiwan, Turkey is also a very, very cool one. I don't know who takes that one. I think on paper Taiwan may be slated to win, but I think the matchup that everyone is waiting for is probably Indonesia, Romania. That one is a bit intense. I think Romania did wind up losing out very, very early because they got an unlucky bracket having to face Canada, the early stage giants, and then Indonesia getting upset earlier today to Hong Kong is just quite unfortunate. But either way, do have some exciting matches next week. So in the meantime, I hope you stay tuned with us. We have very short break, I think, before the Mappol showcase. So stick around. Hopefully y'all will be interested in that. And I think we will see you in a bit. Thank you, Fours, for commentating with me.